Hello everyone, my name is Hydramazing, and as of present recording, I have just finished playing Hollow Knight Silksong, and boy what a journey it's been. And don't worry, this will be a spoiler-free video about the game. I won't be talking about anything specific that happens past Act 1, and all the footage that you will see in this video will be from the first act as well. So, it's time to talk about Hollow Knight Silksong and what exactly it is that makes this game so special. Right off the bat, one of the best parts about playing Hollow Knight Silksong is being able to play as Hornet, because she is an amazing character both through dialogue and through gameplay. I also really enjoyed Team Cherry's decision to keep Hornet as a voice character in this game because it keeps her consistent with how she was back in the original Hollow Knight, and it also allows us to see her grow as she journeys throughout Farloom. But when it comes to a Metroidvania like Hollow Knight Silksong, the real meat and potatoes is the moment-to-moment gameplay, and I have to say, Team Cherry was not slacking in this regard. They blew it out of the park. Movement is snappy and responsive, while at the same time giving you that feeling of carried momentum as you dash throughout the beautiful vistas in Farloom. Whenever you hit an enemy, there is this feeling of feedback where both Hornet and the enemy recoil at the same time to give you this sense of actual damage being dealt. And all of these factors come together to produce some authentically amazing combat encounters. You know that feeling when you're fighting a boss in Dark Souls, or you're hunting a monster in Monster Hunter, and you stop feeling like you are fighting an insurmountable threat, but instead you are dancing with a dance partner. That feeling is so easily conveyed throughout all of Hollow Knight Silksong in every single encounter because of the amazing combat systems that are at our fingertips. So, in short, the combat's good, but that really shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone who's played the previous Hollow Knight game, and honestly, it's not even my favorite part of Silksong. That award goes to the traversal. Moving around in Hollow Knight Silksong is the actual textbook definition of schmovement. Plus, even with none of the movement upgrades unlocked, there are plenty of things put in the game to make the base movement of Hornet feel much more fluid than the Knight's. A very simple example of this is the turning animation, where you can see the momentum is actually still carrying Hornet in the direction that she was going until eventually she exerts enough force to fully turn around and move in the other direction. This only takes a couple of frames to actually manifest, but that small amount of effort goes a long way in making it feel a lot more smooth and fluid. Another good example is that when Hornet jumps onto the edge of a ledge, she can actually vault up on top of it, and if she vaults into a jump, she does a really cool flip. But by far, one of the best improvements of the movement in Hollow Knight Silksong has to be the dash, because it's no longer just a straightforward dash, it is a run, and boy oh boy does this change the gameplay. You can dash, you can jump dash, you can run and jump, you can run and jump and then do a dash, and most importantly, if you're running and then you hold backwards while doing a jump, Hornet does a cool flip. All of these mechanics combine together to make moving around the world of Hollow Knight Silksong so much fun. And trust me, with the amount of backtracking you're going to be doing in this game, you are going to enjoy that movement a lot. But if you've played through Hollow Knight Silksong, then you'll know there's one aspect of the gameplay that I haven't talked about yet, and that is the crests. The crests are such a cool evolution of the Hollow Knight gameplay formula that I was legitimately shocked that they were even put in the game the moment I unlocked my first one. For those of you who don't know, crests are essentially different movesets with different levels of equipment slots that fundamentally alter the way that you play the game. So take all of that awesome traversal and combat stuff that I was just talking about, and that is all for just one crest, and there are so many of them in the game. Hollow Knight Silksong is a game that truly feels endless when you're playing it, because every single time you think you have a grasp of how big this game is or how many mechanics there are, they'll throw something else your way that will double or triple the size of the world, and suddenly you have a whole new bunch of areas to explore, so many combat mechanics to get a grasp of, so many new enemies to encounter, and so much fun to have every single time you turn every corner, and that amount of freedom and of exploration is just magical. And speaking of magic, I want to step away from the gameplay parts of Silksong and just talk about the actual artistic merit of this game, because it sounds amazing and it looks beautiful. Once again, Christopher Larkin has done a phenomenal job of creating a score that really rouses your emotions as you're playing through this game. Whether it's music that inspires exploration or rouses suspicion or even gives you the confidence to fight an incredibly difficult boss, I'm not really sure what I was expecting from a game that has the word song in its title, but those expectations have definitely been surpassed. And I feel the need to give equal props to Ari Gibson for this game's art design because, I mean, just look at it. It's beautiful. It is art. It is art in every frame of every image of every boss and every level and every enemy and every bug. This game looks phenomenal. And getting this level of praise isn't easy because I'm not the only one saying these things. Universally, everybody seems to agree that Hollow Knight Silksong is a worthy successor to the original Hollow Knight, and that is very difficult, especially given how long people were waiting for this game to come out. After so many years of waiting and speculating and just talking amongst ourselves, fans really started to talk themselves into a frenzy about all the possibilities for what this game could show. We started to become a little bit crazy about Silksong stuff. I mean, just before Gamescom this year, Jeff Keighley, who was hosting the event, decided to post a photo of himself wearing a clown outfit, and universally, every Silksong fan recognized that that was a teaser for what was to come. And when Silksong finally did end up releasing this year, it crashed the PlayStation Store, Steam, the Nintendo Store, and the Xbox Store all at the same time. That is an unbelievable amount of hype for a game. And so the fact that after this game has come out, it has not only met people's expectations, but actually surpassed them should be indicative of its quality. And so if you were looking for my opinion about Hollow Knight Silksong, I recommend that you play this game 100%. It is one of the most fun games to come out this year, and that's saying something considering that 2025 has already been such a packed year for video games. And that is the end of the video. Thank you for watching, and go out and play some Silksong.